So today I'm going to be talking about St. Francis receiving the stigmata from the Uffizi Gallery in Florence, Italy. This is the piece that I'm referring to, and I took a picture of it while we were there in Uffizi. I'm having to record this now because they wouldn't let me record in this room, especially in this room. They were very scary and were trying to call security on us. So this piece is by Giotto di Bondone, who was an Italian artist. It's a tempera on wood piece from the early Renaissance. So the historical relevance of it is that it's a significant work in art history because it showcases an approach to naturalism and human emotion, and it kind of like moved away from stylized forms in previous art, and then it's undocumented how long the piece took, but it is important because it's a key moment in the depiction of like religious experience, because it's showing Saint Francis in like an intimate moment of this like divine interaction with God. It also shows the artist's skill in painting this human emotion, and using the perspective of the space to create like a really interesting like perspective of the piece. And then some defining characteristics are the emotional expression on St. Francis's face. You can see he's kind of like looking up and like almost like giving over to this divine experience. Also the like composition, it's meant to like draw the eye, and like the way that this takes up like a diagonal space, but then you have this that's kind of like balancing it. I almost feel like it's like this like X composition, which is really interesting. And then some historical contributions of Giotto is that he is credited with being one of the figures that transitioned art from like medieval times to Renaissance, and he did some really interesting things with perspective that a lot of people learned from. And then I chose this work because I like really enjoyed it. Something about there's just like certain elements that I like. The way that like the halo behind St. Francis's head is like extending in these three lines to this like figure in the corner, and the way that it's like gold, but also like the whole like background is gold. Also just like the use of colors. I think these colors complement each other really well, and I enjoy the way that like St. Francis is like extremely like naturalistic, but it seems like the things behind him are a little bit more like ornamental and stylized, but still have some perspective. Like you can still tell that it's like a depiction of like mountains and a tree and like this like tower building thing. And then compared to other pieces in the time, it does stand out because of the perspective and the emotional depth. A lot of other artists were kind of like doing still like symbolic and like flat styles of art, and this one was pushing that boundary and stepping a little bit more into naturalism. So my fun fact is that Giotto is often considered the father of European painting.